BBC confirmed fresh Isak snub and brutal Liverpool transfer reminder for Newcastle. Things are not looking up for Newcastle, and their hopes of reintegrating Alexander Isak as expected. The Magpies hitman is not expected to represent the Northeast-based outfit at the Professional Footballers Association's awards gala this coming Tuesday. As reported by the BBC's Sami Mokbel, the snub-to becomes amid an ongoing strike from the player amid Liverpool's clear interest in his services this summer. Arne Slot's men have already been rebuffed once after an official bid around the 110 meters mark was soundly rejected. Bridges have been burnt between Alexander Isak and Newcastle. Water conclusion one reaches about the ongoing transfer drama surrounding Alexander Isak. One thing feels increasingly clear: the Swedish striker appears unlikely to mend fences with Newcastle United. Of course, football history is full of surprising reconciliations. Liverpool fans need no reminder of Luis Suarez, who once looked destined to leave only to stay one more season before finally joining Barcelona. Yet, this current standoff doesn't resemble a temporary tantrum or a passing frustration. It feels much deeper. Whether one sides with the player or with the club, there's no denying that both parties appear bruised by how matters have unfolded. Eddie Howe may continue to publicly insist that reintegration remains possible, but given the highly public fallout between Isak and the club, can anyone realistically expect the ex-Real Sociedad forward to slip back into the fold as though nothing has happened? Liverpool is the only destination on Isak's mind, just as clubs look after their own best interest. Players have the same right. Fans everywhere know the pain of seeing a cherished star adored by supporters look elsewhere after being courted by a domestic or European rival. Liverpool themselves felt something similar when Real Madrid tempted Trent Alexander-Arnold last year. Now, with Isak, the situation is just as raw. The 25-year-old is prepared to push as far as he can to make a switch to Anfield happen. Liverpool, meanwhile, are in a position to offer Newcastle a club record fee to secure him. Losing such a talent would undoubtedly sting for the Magpies, but as painful as it may be, this is part of the sport's natural cycle. Financial experts weigh in on what could happen next. Every transfer window seems to have one player whose name dominates the headlines. This summer, it's Alexander Isak. Liverpool's initial £110 million bid was instantly rejected, with Newcastle insisting their top scorer is worth closer to £150 million, according to The Guardian. Isak himself, however, has been very open about his wish to swap St James Park for Anfield. His omission from Newcastle's goalless draw with Aston Villa on Saturday only fueled speculation. The drama intensifies with the fixture list, as Newcastle are set to meet Liverpool in just a week's time. Whether he plays or not, Isak will inevitably remain the talking point. Former Manchester City financial advisor Stefan Borson told Football Insider that he believes the Reds will eventually land their man, but only after that match. If you were betting, you'd probably say Liverpool eventually put forward something around £125 million plus add-ons, some straightforward, some more complicated, and that's enough to get the deal over the line after the Newcastle v Liverpool game, Borson explained. It just depends on how hard Newcastle want to play it. Isak's position has made it awkward for the club, because they don't feel they can even use him right now. If you asked me earlier this summer, I'd have said Liverpool would need to pay the full £150 million. But given how things have unfolded, I think they've already shaved £10 to 15 meters off that figure. He stressed that a transfer isn't absolutely certain, but the chances now weigh more in Liverpool's favor than they did earlier in the window. Could the deal be sealed before the deadline, with 2 weeks left until the transfer window slams shut? The saga is reaching a decisive point. The timing of next week's Newcastle v Liverpool clash complicates matters. Understandably, Newcastle don't want to sanction a deal before playing their rivals. But should that game come and go with Isak still on the sidelines, the club may have to accept reality that a reconciliation is improbable, and cashing it might be their wisest move. One potential wrinkle is Newcastle's own pursuit of Yoane Wissa. Howe's side may prefer to have a replacement secured before allowing Isak to leave, but Brentford remain reluctant sellers. That leaves Liverpool needing patience as they wait for the situation to resolve. Still, plenty can change in a fortnight. Even after the clash with Newcastle, Liverpool's recruitment team, led by Richard Hughes, will have almost a full week left to strike a deal. And if the final agreement comes in below Newcastle's original asking price, Liverpool's patience will have paid off. Promising. Shearer highlights Hugo Ekitike's contribution in Liverpool's victory. Beyond just his goal, Hugo Ekitike has already caught the attention of the Premier League's all-time leading scorer after just one match in the competition. The Liverpool forward marked his league debut in style during the Reds' 4-2 triumph over Bournemouth on Friday evening. The 23-year-old opened the scoring in the first half, adding to the goal he struck in the Community Shield the previous weekend. He wasn't done there either, providing an assist for Cody Gakpo shortly after the restart to help double Liverpool's advantage. Alan Shearer, speaking on The Rest is Football alongside Gary Lineker, was quick to applaud the Frenchman's immediate impact at Anfield. The former Newcastle striker noted that while Ekitike's goal was impressive, his vision and composure in setting up Gakpo were equally encouraging signs. For Liverpool supporters, Gary Neville raises concerns despite Liverpool's attacking display. Liverpool's attacking firepower ultimately saw them collect 3 points, but not without a scare. Antoine Semenyo threatened to drag Bournemouth back into the contest before Mohamed Salah and substitute Federico Chiesa sealed the win for Arne Slot's men. Amid the excitement, Gary Neville used his Sky Sports podcast to highlight areas where Liverpool still need improvement, with particular attention given to summer signing Milos Kerkez. Neville remarked, "Credit to Liverpool for finding a way to finish the game off. They've got so many options going forward. They'll win a lot of games 3-2, 4-2, 3-1. But I think Arne Slot and the players will want to tighten things up defensively. The fullbacks, in particular, will need time to settle." Kerkez was rash at times, understandable. It's his first competitive game at Anfield. While Frimpong started well, but had to be substituted, there are still defensive questions to answer, especially with the balance in midfield. Kerkez, a work in progress but plenty of positive. To Neville's point, Kerkez has shown throughout preseason that he possesses a fiery approach to defending, often diving into challenges to regain possession. It's an aggressive style that excites supporters but comes with risks. His foul on Adam Smith in the first half, which easily could have drawn a yellow card, underlined his tendency to overcome it. At times, he looked on the edge of losing control. Yet, there's no denying the energy, pace, and attacking intent he brings down the left-hand side. Liverpool signed him to inject dynamism into that flank, and even if there are rough edges to smooth out, the long-term benefits could be substantial. What the numbers say about Kerkez's debut? While some criticism has been directed his way, the statistics suggest Kerkez's display wasn't as poor as it may have seemed. Data from SofaScore gave him a match rating of 6.810, hardly the lowest on the pitch. In fact, his performance hinted at both the potential and the rawness that Liverpool fans can expect as he adjusts to the demands of English football. Kerkez may not have enjoyed a flawless debut, but given time to settle and refine his decision-making, he still looks every inch the exciting signing Liverpool hoped for. Liverpool's pursuit of Newcastle United striker Alexander Isak shows no signs of disappearing. The Swedish forward was missing from Eddie Howe's matchday squad for their opening fixture of the campaign at Villa Park. While the Magpies failed to find the net in a frustrating draw against Aston Villa, Liverpool kicked off their season in style with a 4-2 victory over Bournemouth. At Anfield, Isak's future remains shrouded in uncertainty. Since submitting their opening offer earlier in the window, Liverpool have taken a step back, adopting a more measured approach rather than rushing in with an improved bid. That doesn't mean the Reds have abandoned their interest. Instead, they're waiting to see whether Newcastle soften their stance before committing to another major financial move. Howe has spoken openly